Alright, now that we're in the training room, we're going to go ahead and pick up Tyra and start covering her talents and her loadouts. I'm going to start with my personal favorite and then move from there. I prefer hunting party. You're giving bonus damage and to your entire team and letting people see through walls. And in ranked especially, information is everything. So we're going to go with that. And this is my loadout for her. Now with hunting party, you want to run ranger maxed out. You already get the 2-second cooldown from the talent itself, but you give an additional 5 seconds off the entire talent. Firebomb and volatile cooldown, it's completely optional. You can run whatever you want there, but anytime you can get your firebomb, it's fantastic. Tracker is I didn't know if this card existed before. If it did, I was completely running Tyra wrong. But when you have Ranger maxed out and 2 marks out, it is extremely useful. It's pretty much like having Nimble 1 or 2, depending on how you have the card, out at all times, as long as you have someone marked. And you really should. You have 2 marks. Ammo count increase, I highly recommend you at least increase it by 4. Because every now and then you'll miss a shot and they'll escape with just a tiny bit of health, so at least 4 guys. And Primal Might I find super helpful. Getting an elimination reduces all active cooldowns by X amount. I also highly recommend you run that at maybe 30, 40. You can max it out if you really want, but I don't think 50% is extremely necessary. So we're going to go ahead and jump in with this one. And as you can see, you can have 2 targets marked at all times for your team to see. Now, when you mark a target, you can also help your team out by giving them the location of that target and then marking them already. So if you see a flank going around, you can mark them, you call them out, and your teammate knows exactly where to jump on them. It helps out your snipers. They pretty much get wall hacks, know exactly when they're going to come out, and your team does massive damage to them. If you have it at 6 bullets extra instead, you could have melted the Fernando in 1 clip. Given he doesn't put up a shield, isn't being healed, etc, etc. Or, if you get a headshot, and don't miss, you can take him down yourself. Now, Tyra reworked is pretty versatile. She has inbuilt life rip, so buying life rip itself stacks very nicely with her. I highly recommend picking up life rip as one of the items. For the rest of her items, and whether it be a blue, yellow, a secondary green if you choose to do so, or a red for any one of these really, she is one of the most versatile characters in the game right now and can buy anything she wants. I highly recommend at least buying life rip at some point. It doesn't have to be the first buy, it could be your second, third, etc. But if you need her to cauterize, she can cauterize. If you need Wrecker to help take down the Fernando, you can buy Wrecker. You can buy both potentially, but prioritize one over the other. As for yellow items, Kronos is nice, but I personally don't find that I need it. If anything, I usually just give her extra speed on top of the Hunter's Mark. Getting it at around 2 and then marking your opponent. You're pretty mobile. And since you have 2 marks out, you can always, or at least almost always, keep that speed boost up. Plus, when you're chasing someone, they're marked, you know exactly where they are around the corner. Helps you get around and finish them off. We're gonna go on to Burn Monster. Alright, Burn Monster is really good. It's pretty much a staple in her deck. So with Burn Monster, I still like Tracker. It's still a ridiculously good card, so I have that at 20% on this one. The volatile, you do want as much fire as you can get. I don't believe you need to max it out, but it is pretty useful if you do max it out all the way. For ammo, I have it at 6 just to give me that little edge. Since they're standing in fire, they can't get out of it because of the cripple that Burn Monster gives it. And Primal Might, I still have at 40 because you want that pretty high to either max out. And Ranger, since this one only you are benefiting from the damage increase on Hunter's Mark, you don't need to max it out. You can if you want, but I personally, for this loadout, I don't believe it's necessary. So we can't really test this in the training room, but you can get a good idea of the damage that it does. Anyone standing in the fire is crippled, and as you can see, the fire did most of the work as opposed to when I ran Hunting Party. Now this is really good for mobile teams. If you see a Koga on the enemy team, and let's say you know that player, you know it's a good Koga, you see Koga dashing towards you, you can bait him to you, and just throw the firebomb with your running burn monster at his feet. What this does is cripple him so he cannot continue to dash around you. He is stuck in the fire, taking damage from you and the fire at the same time. So you want to do this to Koga or anyone that's mobile to trap him in. You throw the fire, you mark him, and then you just melt him with you and your team. Burn Monster is very, very good for zoning and point control, especially point control. People hate you. And do keep in mind, if that Fernando has his shield up, you throw the bomb, it is going to land in front of him. So, to get around shields, you want to...
At ricocheting your fire bombs. It could be off a wall, yeah, pretty much walls. Okay, so in this clip up here, we have Imani's dragon. You can mark him, you know, get rid of that. Got two guys up here, got an Eevee that's not so good, that's why she's dead. And this Vivian up here that I cannot reach or shoot, so one ricochet, problem solved.
Mercy kill. It gives her 3 grenades now. Now this is extremely useful for Tyra because it gives her viability at a distance. I'm not going to say she's a sniper because she's far from it, but if you see a Tyra running this, or if you are the Tyra running this, you don't have to worry about someone running away from you or really getting a good distance on you as long as you have line of sight and decent to actually pretty good aim. You're always going to do 700. That I've noticed it does not have damage fall off. If it does, please correct me in the comments below. Okay, but with this one, you do want to run grenade launcher cooldown as you want to get those 3 grenades as soon as possible. Into the fray, this is actually pretty damn useful. So activating your grenade launcher gives you 20% damage reduction for 3 seconds. Extremely useful. You think you're about to get into a losing fight or you need that little for edge, you just fire a grenade. Doesn't matter if it gets blocked or anything, it just activates and you already get the damage reduction. This stacks with Haven. It does not, that I've noticed, reduce damage from bombs or any blast or explosive type damage. If it does, also correct me in the comments below, but I have not personally noticed any difference. So, really good build for Haven, if that's why you want to run. And this goes really, really well with Life Rip. You're getting the damage reduction already and putting health back. Ammo, as like I said, you always want a 4 or 6 to give you that little edge. 1 or 2 bullets makes a difference. This one, getting an elimination reduces the cooldown. Primal Might, I don't think you need it as high in this one since you have the 3 grenades, and by the time they start resetting, you have them like pretty much when you need them. Tracker, I highly recommend running in every build and to X amount, just whatever fits you guys. So with this one, you can mark a target, but it still only does 700. So it does not count as a weapon shot. So you can mark a target, but keep in mind that that mark is just for sight or your guns to get increased damage. It's not going to help you do more damage. Now this I find pretty useful. You can stand on a ledge and harass the tank if you want to help out on the point. After throwing a firebomb, of course, like, you almost always want that firebomb on the point if you guys are capturing. You could also use it as a great zoning tool to cut off exits or entrances if you see someone in the distance trying to get a good flank. They know that, one, it does let them know you're aware, so it kind of deters them even for a little while to go through that entrance, and it buys you more time to keep harassing whoever you want. Now, as you can see, and I do actually support this decision, you cannot spam the grenades back to back. There's a slight delay. So trying to fire all 3 grenades at one guy just to try and get that burst, it can work, but it won't always work. By the time you fire the first, they know where you are, so they could turn around and shoot you in between the gaps. Zin is a really good example of this and can burst you down before you can get all 3 of those. So just be careful. How I use it, you always want to mark, shoot them, and then start using the grenades to finish them off, or if they try to make an escape. The grenades take a little practice because, as you can see, if you're not leading your target, there is no like super aim assist on them, so you're just gonna have to get good with them.
And that is Mercy Kill in a nutshell. We're gonna go ahead and move on to team composition because that's pretty much all there is to talk about her talents. Lex is a definitely good partner for her, running 2 different talents. He could run Discovery and get a total of 55% damage boost if you're running Hunting Party, or Death Hastens and get a 50% boost. So that's really strong. This has been used with and against me, and when it was against me it creamed me. When it wasn't, when it was with me, we creamed them. Definitely strong. If you want a more user-friendly option to give damage boost to the entire team, you could also run Genos. Our man Genos over here not only supports the entire team, but gives everyone a 15% damage boost on top of your 25%. And that is pretty much it for the Tyra guide, guys. Thank you for watching the video, and if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. If you don't, please feel free to leave a comment so we can discuss things.